Welcome into the CHGO Bears Podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up. What's up, Bears fans? Welcome in on this Tuesday. Adam Hoge, Mark Carman, Nicholas Moreano in here with us today. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing great. I'm a little bit irritated with Mubs putting it on me that the show was held up a minute 30 late. That is unfortunate that Mubs would call me out like that.
Is he wrong?
He is definitely wrong.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Somebody.
You were ready, Mark. You were ready, good to go.
Somebody walked out of the other studio at like 11:59. Said, "Are we late?"
No, I don't think it's not Carm's fault. I'm gonna stick up for Carm today.
We're gonna have to be honest about this. That I was ready. I was focused, and we have a lot to talk about. I thought yesterday's press conference was absolutely fascinating on a lot of levels.
Really?
I'm in a fascination mode from yesterday.
Well, nobody likes to read into quotes more than you, so I'm looking forward to hearing this.
I've got a lot. And Eric Edholm, NFL.com, coming up talking draft at 12:20.
Yeah, we got plenty of draft talk for you today. We're going to dive into that. Eric Edholm does a great job of covering the draft, so he's going to be on here in a little bit. Lawrence producing, as always.
Sup? Not always, though.
Yeah,
I take days off.
9 out of
Tuesdays.
4 out of 9 out of 10.
I definitely won't be here on the Christmas Eve show. Sorry, guys.
Dang.
Slacker.
So we're going remote. You're going nothing.
Going dark.
I'm going with a 6-year-old having Christmas time together. So
Okay.
Makes sense. Real quickly, shout out to my
nice.
brother because I hurt my back yesterday. We all saw that in the meeting. My brother did stuff at Iowa where he exercised science, gave me some breathing techniques, you guys. I'm back. Mark, if we want to play ping pong after this, I'm good to go.
I'm
breathing
ready.
exercises.
Wait, Carm was walking around over here to the studio. He's gonna need to
no.
whatever breathing exercises just cured you.
Honestly.
I don't even want to say why I'm sore, but I will say why I'm sore, which is I think because I did a lot of walking yesterday alongside an hour and 15-minute vinyasa flow. Which I thought my flow yesterday was strong. I had a very good flow yesterday. It really flowed well.
Wait,
but-
how much did you walk? You better be careful with this. I just spent a whole weekend walking around Europe.
I said I'm
not sore at all.
I said I'm embarrassed to admit to it. But I walked after yoga down to I went to the whatever they call it, the Chris Kringle Market downtown. Walked around there.
Chris Kindle Market.
Yeah,
Chris
that.
Kringle is.
I don't know.
Santa.
I'm learning.
By the way, that thing you went to, this town we went to in France, Strasbourg, that's basically, there's like, it's that, but 20 of them.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
And it's kind of like after you get to the second one, you're sort of like,
Okay.
okay.
There's 18 more of these.
Yeah, how many more do we have to do? They're all the same.
Right.
But they got the Vinchao, though.
I don't know what that is.
This is Vinchao.
Hot wine.
Oh, didn't know that.
Hot wine.
This place had beer and
dude, when you're freezing and you can't get inside anywhere, hot wine's the way to go. Anyway, yeah, you're sore from walking.
But I honestly, if we're going back to yesterday, I just think we got to talk about the very awkward moment of I was walking and I had my headphones in. I'm listening to different music, and my guy Griffin House, which I'm wearing his hoodie today, pops in, and it's Paris Calling, and it's this romantic song about Paris. And I start thinking about how Hoge went to Paris, and I love Griffin House, so I want everybody to listen to Griffin House. So I instantly just send it to Hoge, Paris Calling, and then I just realized that I just sent Hoge a love song. Like, Paris Calling is about me and you walking around Paris and holding hands and having an adorable time. And then I felt awkward. Then I had to text back, by the way, I'm now apparently sending you love songs. And then, which I think you played for your wife, and then she's like, why is Carm sending you love songs? And now, so this is,
look, it only took 14 years, but, you're finally sending me love songs. I appreciate it. Yeah.
I was wondering when saw in the rundown, like, Hoge's love song. What's going on now?
Yeah, Carm tends to put like little 1-word or 2-word notes into the rundown, and we're like,
and we see Mark over in the other studio, like, what is he thinking of over there? Now
you never know what they're gonna be. Yeah, so I watched it almost immediately when you sent it. I was already home at that point, and my wife watched it with me, and she was like, "Oh man, I really miss Paris." And then there was like 5 seconds of silence, and she goes, "Wait, why did Carm send you that?"
Yeah, it was. I had an awkward moment with myself. I literally had to stop. I'm like, all right, I gotta sort of cinch this one up a little bit because this was a
At
weird
least-
send.
At least provide some context.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, here's
Well,
a singer-songwriter I really like, and it happens to be a song about Paris, so I thought I would share it with you.
Yeah, I just fired it out there.
You shared 3 things with me yesterday, by the way.
Prison.
One was a podcast about prison.
Did you listen?
Another was no, I didn't listen to that.
Fantastic.
One was a love
can send
song
it to me,
about
Mark.
Paris, and then the other one was Skip Bayless and
Oh.
Shannon Sharp just yelling at each
Oh,
other.
that got real though. That got really real.
That was.
I think it
that
did.
was a good send. Did you watch that one, Lawrence?
What now?
You didn't? Did you watch Skip and Shannon? And
I tend not to watch those.
Shannon
clowns.
took off the glasses. When he took off the glasses, like,
I
Watch out.
I battled it out with Shannon at the Super Bowl a couple of years ago about Jordan versus LeBron, and I don't watch the show, so I had forgotten. I knew it, but I had sort of forgotten that he was this big LeBron guy, and so he's coming at me, and I'm going back at him, and it got a lot of juice out there. So it sort of felt like that with it wasn't that intense with me and Shannon, but like when he's heated, you better be ready.
I loved how he got mad. Of all the things Skip Bayless has ever said, though, the thing he got mad about or seemed like he got personal was when Skip said that Tom Brady's better than you.
right.
okay,
Don't-
like greatest quarterback.
Yeah,
ever.
the greatest player ever. He's better than you. What? Now that's personal. Like,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, but he was like trying to make. I didn't watch the whole thing, but yeah, okay, fine. He was just trying to make a point about Brady, and then so Skip Cost has to come over the top. Like you want to rip on Brady because Brady was better than you, which is a weird argument. That's a little
Yeah,
bizarre.
taking personal shots and just trying to critique Brady's play, which has not been good.
I mean, we would never do this except, I don't know if you really want to play me in ping pong today for 4 losses in a row over there. I mean,
It was 3.
I would just like to point out, though, that you guys are the ping pong stars. I'm out here trying to be a commissioner, changing the game of ping pong. I have introduced a 3-point shot that is getting rave reviews within the
Who's
CHGO
reviewing?
building.
Oh, okay.
Carm.
What's happening?
A rave review.
If you choose to play it off the floor, like if somebody misses the table and it bounces off the floor in a way where you could still return it, if you choose to do that and win the point, you get 3 points. But of course, you're risking 1 because you've already technically won the point when you made that.
you have to hit it. Go for 3.
You go for 3.
Yeah.
You don't even have to say it.
How do you feel about this, Lawrence?
I don't know. I would need to.
You got to
take some
try
time.
it. Carm and I were doing it yesterday. Carm likes it.
Now, I mean, obviously, so the point continues. It's not like you have a chance to hit it on the table and that, like, your opponent is.
No, you
it
just keep
stops.
playing. Like,
Okay.
Because we got these hardwood floors here in the studio, and if the ball bounces back up and it's like an easy
Hittable.
return, keep it going. And then if you win the point, you get 3.
Oof.
But you could still lose the point then.
Yeah.
So that's where the
It's
risk.
interesting.
Look, the 3-pointer changed the NBA forever for good. I have changed ping pong.
I mean, maybe 2 points? I don't know. That is tough.
So I enjoy it because it just keeps the game flowing. The bigger news, though, is that Hoge is dedicating himself to the ping pong table, and he did take on GM Jake Flanagan yesterday, who it was a good battle. I mean, Jake's a little bit up the food chain for Adam, but Adam was right there, and as Adam's coach, self-proclaimed, I was proud of how he performed yesterday, Nick. He's on the feet. We got to work on the forehand a little bit, but he's getting the consistency down. I'm proud of him.
But how much better is the forehand from like a week ago?
Huge improvement. Huge.
Great coach. I have a great coach.
Your natural talents are taking over, which changing the game, if I can segue this into football, if I may, Kyler Murray getting hurt last night,
Yes.
non-contact injury,
Yes.
ACL tear, looks terrible, guys crying coming off the field. You remember in college football, I don't know, 20 years ago, nobody ever would miss a bowl game. That was like the most sacrilegious thing.
I wouldn't even say 20 years ago, like 10 years ago.
Okay, so yeah, I was trying to be.
Wasn't like Leonard Fournette one of the first that like
That's
it
right.
was so controversial? He's like, nah, I'm
Was that the
going-
Music City against Notre Dame? What was that?
Sure.
Was that a real bowl game? Because I
By the way,
understand-
Music City Bowl.
right.
Good bowl game.
This over 50 shit that's going on in the chat. I'm not over 50. And the fact that the question starts at 50 is irritating. But that's another.
Come down to 40.
You're closing in.
All that is this surprise.
shit down.
Since when do I look old? Maybe
look
to these young chaps. That's fine.
I mean,
You slow down. But so let me get back on point. I'm sorry. The Arizona Cardinals, after losing last night, are 4-9. All right, they were 4-8 coming in. Kyler Murray is signed for a huge contract after last season. I just think it's eventually going to become a thing that we are not going to play our premium players at the end of seasons when it is over, when we have nothing to gain. Because Kyler Murray now is going to be out for all of next season. So this has not yet become a thing, but in week 13 or 16, 17, if you are out of it, what was the point of him being on the field there?
I have here's my first instinct. I'm not totally disagreeing with you. I think there are probably going to be some times where smart decisions are made. But
like, I get why Fields is playing because we still,
Yeah, but one big difference is stats don't carry over from college to the NFL. And in the NFL, like, if you have aspirations of being in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, you're going to want to play. You're not going to want to have the one season where it's like, he didn't get to 3,000 yards or 4,000 passing yards that year because he decided to sit out the last 3 games. No, you want to have, you want to be the guy that breaks the passing yard record, like whatever the record potentially is. You play. You don't sit.
I get the player wanting to play. But for the organization, hey, dude, we'd love you to be out there, and part of it is our fault that we haven't put more talent around you, but we're on next year, man. Like, as far and you're our starting quarterback, and I mean, it sucks for the fans. Which, by the way, it also sucks for the fans that 3 of the Bears' final 4 home games are right now in December. I mean, Bears season ticket holders, you got screwed this year.
Mr. I want to play on the lake. What are you talking about? That seems like bear weather for you.
Yeah, okay, like 2 of the last 4.
Yeah, it wouldn't be so bad if there was a nice warm dome to play in.
I hope. All right, I want to fight Lawrence and you right now. I said, knock the thing down and build your brand new dome stadium right there. I'm totally down.
You do want a dome. You just want it in the one place they'll never build it.
I'm very happy with a nice, warm, climate-controlled, sweet stadium right the hell where it's at.
Kenny Ray, I like what he said. You can't pay dudes $40 million to not play. I kind of get that.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense.
But now you're paying him $40 million next year to not play.
Wouldn't that same argument carry over what the Bears are at right now, though? I get it. He's young, but it's like the future is 2023 for the Bears. And Justin Fields is obviously a part of that. So would that same kind of logic apply to where Fields and the Bears are at right now? And look, Murray was just running outside the pocket, knee gave out. Fields likes to run too.
Right. And
it can happen on any given play.
Well, and I thought what Flu said yesterday most interesting was that we need to work on the passing game and finishing game. So these are things that they want to see and that needs to be done, and I think that's obvious. But the other side of it is, dude, the Eagles are dangerous. Hassan Reddick, dangerous. Brandon Graham, dangerous. Jason Hargrave, dangerous. Josh Sweat, dangerous. You got 4 dudes coming after him.
You don't want this to be Washington all over again.
Solid point from Dave here in the comments, though. Like, that can happen in practice. It did happen to Teddy Bridgewater in practice. The injury that Kyler Murray suffered yesterday can happen any day in practice. It's a non-contact injury.
Yeah, right. Football dangerous, and even that would fall under, you could do that on a basketball court, a tennis court, a soccer field, wherever. I mean, he's just making a hard cut, and his leg was in a, I guess, slightly awkward position, although I think he's probably made that cut 10 times. I guess. Yeah. I saw some doctor talking about he's a little bit straight-legged there, and then he's trying to go another way, and yada-yada. But it's still, I still think, like, down the line, premium guys, maybe not with 4 games to go, but maybe the last couple.
Well, maybe a conversation we can return to later on in the show, because there was a team that the Bears are playing this week who kind of did this in the last game of 2020, where essentially anybody who had any kind of injury didn't play, and it also helped their draft position too. So it could be relevant to the Bears. We're going to have Eric Edholm jump on here momentarily. But first, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is our go-to when betting on the NFL this holiday season. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. Check this out. Right now, everyone can earn up to a 100% boost with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, place a same-game parlay, and combine multiple bets, like which team will win, player props, point totals, and more. The more legs you add, the bigger the boost, the bigger your shot to win big. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code CHGO. Place a $5 bet on any NFL team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code CHGO. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Everybody got to know about your athletic greens. With one scoop of your AG1s, you are absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help start your day off right. What's awesome about your athletic greens is that it costs them less than a cup of coffee a day. Also helps support better sleep quality and recovery, which we all definitely need. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop and a cup of water every day. Super simple. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/CHGO Bears. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/CHGO Bears to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutrition insurance.
Shout out to Brody, Mark Kasich's dog, who loves me. Thank you, buddy. And John, you can get hurt walking. That's rude. But all of you all,
You got hurt doing yoga.
well, I think
Yoga is supposed to help you.
I think I'm sore from actually walking. I really think I am. I felt great coming out of yoga, but then the extra walking did me in. All right. Hey, go to allchgo.com. Become a diehard. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And we love to see you at any of our diehard events, which includes this coming Friday night, United Center, Bulls, Knicks, our first ever Bulls takeover. Come to the bar at 5:30.
Let's go.
Live the dream. We got a shuttle for you. Don't need to worry about driving. Watch the Bulls, the Knicks, D-Rose, stuff like that. We've got our diehard lounge. We've got some new chats coming up here, which I'm super excited about. One day they'll ask me to do one. I look forward to that too. And and we've got our diehard content too. Diehard merch, diehard discounts, diehard everything. We love you watching, and we love the extra support as well. And we also love Eric Edholm from NFL.com, who's coming up right the hell now. Hoge.
Yes. I don't know. Lawrence just trying to ask me something. I
hit you in the Slack. You didn't ignore me.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, do you want to introduce Eric with the tank standings first?
Yeah, we could do that.
The tank standings.
Oh, good idea.
I just love these, so let's do it.
They're well done.
I mean, come on. Who doesn't love these?
Some people would call this a draft order. We call them tank standings here.
Yeah.
CHGO.
Elite.
Yeah, Bears have fallen. Bad bye week for the Bears. They went from number 2 to number 3.
Come on, Denver. Falling down 27-0, Denver.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Eric Edholm does a great job of covering the NFL draft. He's with NFL Media now. Longtime friend in the business. Eric, good to talk to you. Thanks for jumping on with us today.
Yeah, good talking to you too. I was a little confused. I thought it was like a Tank Johnson reference or something like that. I got a little worried. I got a little skittish there, but no, I'm glad to be here. The studio looks great. Great talking ball with you guys. I'm excited.
Well, let's start here with just because you know the Bears very well too from living in the Chicago area. What do you think is really on the line for them? We spent a lot of time with the season being, virtually over right now in terms of individual development, except for individual development, I should say. What's on the line for them between maybe ending up with the second pick or potentially falling out of the top 5 if they manage to win a couple games, as you have looked at these draft prospects so far this college season?
Yeah, you kind of referenced slipping from 3 to 2. I mean, will it end up mattering in the end? I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people have already kind of broached this possibility in Chicago. Maybe they're in a position to draft one of the top defenders in this draft. A lot of people have kind of focused on Will Anderson, the pass rusher from Alabama, Jalen Carter, the big interior force from Georgia. Those are two strong possibilities, and you'd love to have your pick of the two, or potentially what's behind door number 3, offer up a trade to a quarterback needy team. And oh, by the way, we have a slew of clubs that have multiple first round picks. Now, if Denver were picking 3rd and Chicago 2nd, are they giving up, is Seattle going to give up? I say Denver. I mean, the Denver pick, which belongs to Seattle. Are they sending 2 picks to Chicago for that? I mean, 2 firsts, probably not. But again, if you have that leverage, it's a nice position to be in. But 3, if it ends up being Texans 1, Seahawks 2, Bears 3, that's still a pretty favorable situation. And we don't know for sure that these quarterbacks are going to go, at the very beginning of this draft, 1, 2, 3. So it's still a little premature to decide whether it's going to be a big difference between them selecting, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. They still will probably end up with a very good defensive player or have a trade down possibility at that point.
Eric, let's put you on the spot. Jalen Carter, Will Anderson, they're both there. You're the Bears. Who are you taking?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, you could look kind of two-dimensionally at this draft and say edge as a whole is stronger than defensive interior, including the tackles and the 5 techniques and all kind of lumping them together. I would say that there's a higher possibility for the Bears to swing back later and grab a pass rusher. Are any of them going to be as good as Will Anderson? Likely not. But at the same time, if you wanted to do it that way, I would have no problem with it. I think Jalen Carter is spectacular. I know there's been a little bit of kind of ho-humming because of his stats and whatnot, but, he's never going to be a massive stat guy, but I think he'll be a good one, and I've sort of compared him kind of role-wise. I don't know if they're not the same player, but similar to Chris Jones in Kansas City. Jones is a little bigger, a little longer, maybe a little bit more position flexibility, but the same kind of scheme wrecker inside. And we know how valuable those are. I think as the league cycles back to being more run heavy than it has been in the last 10 years, it certainly helps to have somebody at that 3-tech spot. So I'm a big Carter fan. I think Will Anderson could be as good as Von Miller has been if everything works out perfectly. So what do it depends on what they think, what Matt Eberflus and company think is most crucial to the success of that style of defense. I would be fine with either, but don't overlook Carter. I really think he's a dude.
Eric, let's entertain the idea that the Bears are in that trade down scenario and both those guys are not there. Who are some pass rushers that you like maybe in that early 2nd round, 3rd round that can also be beneficial to adding to this Bears roster?
Yeah, I think Isaiah Foskey from Notre Dame would kind of be on that 1st, 2nd round, top 50 range, somewhere in there. I think that's a possibility. He hasn't quite sort of made the leap that everybody hopes. I mean, everybody, you love to see players come back one more year, right? Oh, that's more experience. But we tend to get a little disappointed when they don't blow it up that final year. It's easier said than done, and it doesn't always work out that way. But I like the player, and I think that, he's sort of built more for the NFL game maybe than he is. He can set the edge. He'll get in the pocket. I don't think he'll be a massive sack guy, but he's somebody who could, absolutely, I would say, help in that regard. I'm trying to think of some other edge guys who might be, Adebawori from Northwestern, I would say is somebody who has a little bit more NFL buzz than I realized. I mean, I would say that given that he's kind of a hybrid player, a little bit more of a interior player than an exterior, because he's played outside in college. He's somebody that if he tests well, I mean, he was living in the backfield for a bad Northwestern defense that, that shows up, that matters. So, he might be more in that mid to late 2nd round range if things go well, but you never know. I mean, at this time of year, prospects can vault by a round or 2 based on what the perception may be now.
That would be very Northwestern to have a 1st round tackle, 2nd round edge rusher, premium positions,
and win one game,
and go 1-11.
Not winning America.
Right. No North America victories.
I did not see that name coming, but one thing about Adetomawa, he works his ass off. He is a very focused dude. That's an interesting potential. I don't know if you can get him in the 3rd round. That's an interesting name.
It is. Eric, where are you on the quarterbacks right now? I mean, I saw Todd McShay has something out. I don't know if this is from today or not, but yeah, it is from today, I think. But he's got 4 quarterbacks going in the first 12 picks, which I that kind of surprised me. But we also see these years where that sneaks up and happens as you get closer and closer to the draft. It doesn't seem like in December you'll have that many, and then all of a sudden you get closer. And then, of course, last year was the opposite, where there was 1 first-round pick and then basically no others that sniffed the first round. So where are you at on these quarterbacks? Because that'll obviously have a huge impact on the idea of trading back if you're the Bears.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if you're the Bears, you're rooting for Anthony Richardson to blow it up and for teams to get excited about him. He's the big Florida kid who some people have said is a poor man's Cam Newton, and you're hoping Will Levis goes to the Senior Bowl and has a great week down there, like Kenny Pickett did last year, that kind of vaulted and cemented his first round stock. And you're hoping CJ Stroud tests well and interviews well, and Bryce Young passes all the health questions he may have with his shoulder and everything. So, I mean, yeah, there are questions outside of last season. You're right about the instinct to inflate these guys because it happens year after year. Again, 2022 being the exception. Most years you see quarterbacks get vaulted ahead of other positions, knowing the importance of the position, knowing that, if you don't have one, you're in big trouble typically. So that would be the best case scenario for the Bears if there was a potentially early run on quarterbacks. It would give them more options. And yeah, I think they'd love the trade down scenario. I think if it materializes and they're getting good value for it, great. I mean, Bryce Young is going to be an atypical, number 1 pick if he does go there. He's going to be like 5'10", 190 something pounds, and he's not a Kyler Murray type of runner. So you have to hope that he's Drew Brees. I mean, that's the kind of quarterback that the Texans or any of the other teams doing work on him, have to be able to see. Is he that strong a processor? Is he that mentally advanced? He's athletic, but he's not a scrambler like we know. He's more Joe Burrow style than anything else, and I don't think he'll even run as much as Burrow does. So, Stroud, same thing, more of a pocket passer, but not a creator, and there are just some limitations to some of their games. Will Levis, I mean, boy, I guess he could be Josh Allen in 5 years, but if you just watched his tape from this year, the untimely mistakes and the missed throws and things like that with a coordinator who had served for the Rams and was in the NFL, it might have you a little skittish. So I get why there's doubt, and I also get why there's interest in this group. And Richardson's kind of the wild card. He's the one that hasn't been kind of buzzed about as much lately, but as we get closer, I think people will start becoming a little bit more infatuated with just the crude matter you get to work with. He's a special athlete who could be a special quarterback in time.
I mean, Ryan Poles knows he needs receiver help. You don't trade for Chase Claypool and give up a second-round pick your own if it's not screaming at you in the face. But I think realistically, Eric, like in an ideal scenario, the Bears don't even have a number 2 wide receiver. They've got a bunch of really good 3s. So if you're trading down, to me, you're doing it because you're going to pick a number 1 wide receiver. You think you can get him. I mean, do you look at any of them that way? Do you look at Quentin Johnson that way as can be an elite dude that can transform the Bears offense?
Yeah, I appeared locally recently and invoked the name Kevin White in this. I was kind of using 2 parallels, right? He might be this or he might be Kevin White, and I don't know that it's going to be quite that extreme, but you are talking about kind of a spread offense guy who has a sort of a defined role. Yeah, he can take the short stuff. He's a great tackle breaker. That's really impressive for a 6'4", 215-pound guy, and he's not just doing it by running through people. I mean, he's got a little bit of juice too, and once he gets ahead of steam, he can move. But I don't know that he'll consistently be able to separate at the NFL right away. Over time, he's got the physical skills to do it, and they clearly leaned on him this year. I mean, they had to throw it to him in key situations. So he's interesting. I need to study him a little bit more, but I could easily see a first-round pick for him.
Do you like Jordan Addison more?
Yeah, I do. I think some of the smaller guys are a little bit more intriguing in this class. Whether it's, I guess, Jackson Smith and Jigba. I wouldn't say small, but he's not a big guy. Jordan Addison certainly falls into that Devontae Smith kind of role, I would say, the undersized guy with a little bit of length. Zay Flowers was in a really bad situation at BC this year, but he still showed out and played well. Josh Downs, a burner, a tiny little guy, but kind of a Tyler Lockett type to me down at North Carolina. Marvin Mims, and there's other guys who kind of fit that role. So I think it's this year maybe more about the smaller guys, even with the occasional Quentin Johnson and a few others who will fit that bigger receiver mold. So, is that what the Bears want? Maybe. Obviously they have Mooney and some other guys who are a little bit on the smaller side, but it'll be fascinating to see what type of receiver they end up taking if they do draft one pretty high.
Eric, along with wide receivers, the Bears can use an offensive lineman or maybe 4 in this upcoming draft. Are there any guys that stand out on day 2, maybe at the tackle position that you like that could fit this outside zone scheme that the Bears like to run here?
Yeah, and you make a good point. I think the scheme definitely matters. I mean, that's gonna it's gonna be a little. This year's offensive tackle class is a little bit of a beauty in the eye of the beholder group. I mean, I think there's definitely some talent, but kind of like we were talking about with the quarterbacks, there's a but with almost every single one of them. I mean, even Peter Skoronski, it's the same kind of debate we had with Rashawn Slater a couple years ago. Size, position, where is he best, that sort of thing. But dropping down into that kind of, early to mid day 2 range, we've already seen Ola Fashanu, a really talented young tackle from Penn State, say that he's coming back to school. We'll see if that's official, but I think that's likely. Andrew Voorhees from USC is an interesting name. Experienced guy, tough, multi-positional guy, a little bit older, but, obviously the Bears took, Velus Jones, some older prospects last year, so maybe they're not as concerned with that. He's going to be down at the Senior Bowl. I think probably more guard than tackle, but there's some real power and length to him that I think is intriguing. Let me see if I can come up with one more good name for you. There's a kid at Kansas State that I haven't seen people talk about a lot, Cooper Beebe. I think he'll end up a top 100 pick if he comes out. So that's another intriguing player who I think, might be a kind of a Ryan Poles type special, right? He's bigger, but he moves pretty well, I think, and could fit what the Bears are looking for at guard.
I'm zeroed in on one guy, and his name is Cody Mauch from North Dakota State.
He's so awesome. I should have mentioned him. Yeah,
he's just. Have you seen this guy?
No.
Big redheaded lumberjack, basically.
Oh. Yeah. We got to get a picture of him on the screen here, Laura.
Yeah.
So Cody Mauch, Mauch from North Dakota State. It's the second you see him, you don't need to see any film.
I'm already in.
You just need his picture from his profile on the North Dakota State website, and you're like, yeah, first round pick. Let's go.
Every year there's that offensive lineman that we fall in love with. They're usually from like a slightly lower level, the Wisconsin Whitewater kid, and every year there's the book it, put your money down now. Cody Mauch will be your beloved offensive line prospect. Whoever drafts him, jersey sales are going to go nuts.
He looks like a hockey player.
There he is. There he is.
Yeah. I'd love it.
Like a Lanny McDonald, like plus.
Yes, Lanny McDonald.
There
you go.
Right?
This guy is going to blow up the Senior Bowl. Because, regardless of how he performs, he's just going to be the story of the Senior Bowl because he is committed to go there. I love it.
Mauch and Sanborn for life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He would. Go. He's so Chicago. Like I think this is the kind of guy that would actually. I mean, he's so anywhere. He's a really good player. I'm glad you mentioned me. Off the top of my head, I didn't think of him, but. Yeah, Cody Mauch could probably play tackle in this league. I think he'll definitely, be able to play guard easily, and his tape is phenomenal.
One last question it's not so much about the prospects, but I'm just really fascinated at how this top 5 might shake out because, other than Houston, to have Seattle, a potential playoff team in there, the Lions, who whether they sneak into the playoffs or not, are clearly on the rise with how they've been playing recently. Yep. The Eagles could win the Super Bowl and be in the top 5.
Right.
And, obviously the Bears aren't good, but they're going to be getting, I think, more respect this offseason with having Justin Fields and the most cap space in the NFL and the draft capital they have. It just seems like we could see in this in the top 5, maybe top 7, depending on how it all shakes out, just a bunch of teams who theoretically could be or already are in the mix for 2023.
Sure.
Have like the opportunity to add some serious talent right away on day one on that first night.
Yep, absolutely. And even the teams picking kind of right behind them too. Arizona Cardinals made the playoffs last year. Colts were, they coughed up a playoff appearance a year ago. Las Vegas, same thing. I mean, so it's kind of weird how this year lines up where these teams, you could see a scenario where the right pick or the right draft class can help them propel them back. Like you mentioned, Bears have played, I think, one of the, 1 or 2 toughest schedules by opponent win percentage and things like that. So yeah. And the other factor too, that is so interesting to me, and I think it'll really be fun to investigate. You mentioned Seattle having Denver's pick. You mentioned, the Lions have the Rams pick, I think, which is currently 4th, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, we don't know if the Seahawks are going to stick with Geno Smith. Possibly, there's been rumors they could sign him to a deal. We don't know what the Lions' plans are for Jared Goff. Normally, you're in that spot. You think, oh, they're going to draft their future quarterback. It's pennies from heaven. This is perfect. It couldn't work out any better. I don't know that you can 100% say that's the way those teams are going to go anymore. Are they believing in? It would probably be a mistake, but are they believing strongly enough in Goff and Smith to possibly move down or take another player? So that's a top 5 storyline that definitely impacts the Bears.
It's kind of a draft day movie situation going on, right? Are the Lions going to go Bo Callahan or stick with the veteran who like is respected but maybe not the best player? They got multiple picks. Vontae Mack, and then forgetting the running back's name in that whole scenario too.
Yeah, what was it?
Eric, I have one last question for you. It's not football related, but I noticed you have 6th grade table tennis champ in your bio there. One, do you still play? And when are you going to come to the CHGO studio so we can have this matchup?
You can embarrass me. Yeah. You probably take me apart. My backhand slice is a little off these days, but we had it. We had the last day of school. Our teacher, Mr. Wales. What a weird name, right? Like Wales. He was like the coolest guy. He would go on Grateful Dead tour in the summers. Like he had like a car washing business, total freak, but I loved him. He brought in, he threw his ping pong table, which was in his garage, into the back of his truck, brought it to school, set it up last day of school. And I took on the whole field and just blew him away. It was probably my best athletic achievement. Let's be honest with ourselves. I don't know. I mean, that might be fouling out in 9 minutes was another pretty good one, I would say. That was a varsity game too. 9 minutes it took me to foul out. Pretty good.
I have a very similar athletic career with Eric here. I think my top moment was winning the free throw shooting contest in 3rd grade.
Nice.
And then I didn't foul out in 9 minutes, but I did make 5 errors in 1 inning playing shortstop at freshman B baseball. So that's in there. I think we're very similar here. 5 in 1 inning. I also had the 3 putouts for the record. Every ball just got hit to me.
Hey, don't sell yourself short. That qualifies you to play for the White Sox.
There you go. Could very well. They don't have a second baseman.
I was going to say you're a 2-time Highland Park tennis champion, or whatever the hell you are. Whatever.
Yeah, but that's like not. We're talking.
Real.
It's not real. The thing we talk about every week on the show.
But that's adult level, like actual accomplishment. Oh. This was like when we're in our formative years of being out there and not making and getting cut from every team. But yet I do have one thing I can fly up: the 3rd grade free throw shooting contest. Won it for all Highland Park. Damn it.
Yeah. Hang it loud.
17 for 25.
Do it for HP. I got you. Eric, we appreciate it. Thanks so much for jumping on today. I want to make sure everyone's following you on Twitter at Eric Edholm and all your work on NFL Media, NFL.com.
All right. Pleasure's mine, you guys. Anytime. Hit me up.
Great stuff, Eric. Appreciate you.
See ya.
There he is, Eric Edholm. All-around good dude. Can't wait to see him at the Combine again.
My number one takeaway from that is that, can't go wrong. Jalen Carter, Will Anderson. We can debate it until April, but like you're not.
Oh, and we will
get in the top 3. But to me, that's why it's like get in the top 3. That's the.
Yeah.
That's
but
the.
You don't think Seattle's taking a quarterback?
They might. Might.
There's also a report that the Lions like Jared Goff for the long-term starter too. Like,
I don't know.
I mean, it's a tough spot, like, because if you don't, and those guys are.
But that's my thing. As long as you get in the top 3, you're guaranteed to get one of those 2 defensive players.
Yeah, and I think we can feel fairly confident that they're going to be there. Like
Eagles, Bills,
I mean,
Vikings, Lions.
It just feels like you got the toughest schedule in the NFL left.
They're going to beat the Eagles this week. Watch. It would be the most Chicago Bears thing ever.
I mean, Flus with 2 weeks, baby.
That's that's the one thing I'm a little worried about.
Yeah, but like the only way that you can actually think the Bears are going to beat the Eagles is if like the Eagles are coming here Saturday night and getting drunk. Like
the defensive lineman.
Like we're coming to Chicago, we're going to Gibson's, we're going to Hugo's, we're living the dream. We're coming to we're coming over to CHGO to play ping pong and drink the leftover whiskey from the holiday party. Like there's no way if the Eagles are focused that the Bears are winning.
You know, last time they had a mini bye, guys, they blew out the Patriots. Absolutely annihilated them.
Yeah, but New England's terrible.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, that's true.
They had a nice win last night over Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
That part of it.
They did win, right? I went to bed.
Yeah,
they won. Right.
They won.
Kyler Murray died and the Patriots won. That happened. Okay. However, who's more important, the quarterback or the coach? It's the quarterback. Good luck winning without Tom Brady over there.
I have to say though that the Bill Simmons segment on the Peyton and Eli
Manningcast,
I
channel.
haven't seen it.
I mean, I
missed it. Yeah.
Admit that maybe Bill Simmons isn't the most level-headed when it comes to Tom Brady and his New England Patriots living in that world, but he was going pretty strong on the idea of Brady returning to New England next year, which had me fascinated just to think about those possibilities.
I would love to see that.
It'd be kind of a cool story.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where
Brady
he
still got it, though.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. I mean, there's so many times where I see him watching the game. Against the 49ers, he's just overthrowing guys.
I think if you put the right people around Brady, he's still going to know where to throw the football. I think you got to understand that. I mean, his entire offensive line is either injured or bad. And then
they have the worst left tackle in football. I don't know his name, but that man holds every single play. The Mike Evans, he had a touchdown.
Tristan Wirfs?
No. He's the right tackle.
Wirfs playing right tackle. Okay.
Yeah. My goodness.
And then
I got to give Brady.
Not having Gronk is a big deal. That's, and they're just, I could see, I'm not saying he goes back to New England and wins a Super Bowl, but I think that it's a better situation than what's going on right now in Tampa.
You would have to worry about the Patriots, that's for sure.
Who's he throwing the ball to?
No, they'll figure that out.
They'll just figure that out.
They'll sign Randy Moss again or something. That's what they
back.
do.
Bring them all back. Gronk comes out of retirement.
They'll probably have Antonio Brown somehow and Odell Beckham and
that could be interesting.
It's over. It's time. I think I hope he plays. Go to play till 50 to go back to the earlier chat since 50 was mentioned. Keep going, buddy. But it just to me it feels like it's about that time for Tom. But I gotta say, it's impressive, and I don't know if anybody in the chat can talk about how they've matured through life. But Tom Brady, I mean, the dude didn't shake Nick Foles' hand when he lost him in the Super Bowl, but yet now the 49er linebacker Drake Greenlaw is picking him off, and he's coming up to him, hey, GOAT, is there any way I can get an autograph on this football? And Brady's signing it. Like, that, I mean, 10 years ago, that's a get the hell out of here, Greenlaw. What are you, nuts? I'm not signing the football. Did you just pick me up? But Tom's like, you know what? Okay, I'm trying to be.
That's your Brady maturing note that's in the
That's
thing?
my Brady maturing note.
We were very confused about what that was.
But that's a maturing moment for Tom Brady. Like those of us who
just has his bad days where that's not a consistent. At least I don't think.
He couldn't shake Nick Foles' hand.
But that's what I'm saying. That's part of why that was such a big deal. Was because it's not really like Brady. You know what I mean?
But he didn't when he lost to Foles in a Bears uniform, he still couldn't shake his hands.
I know, he's got a thing.
He's got a thing with Nick Foles.
Yeah, he's a little jealous.
I mean, he calls himself I'm a bad loser. I don't like bad losers. Be a good loser.
Yeah, like the tennis guy you brought up yesterday that didn't.
Bad
He
loser.
pulled the Tom Brady on you.
Bad loser just walking off the court.
And I referenced it as a Tom Brady, so I take back everything I just said.
Nice playing with you, Carm. Thank you for kicking my ass. No problem.
There you go.
It was my pleasure, even though it wasn't, to be on the court with somebody of your minimal talent.
Let's wow. Now it comes out. Let's get the super chat in, and then Carm's going to tell us about ComEd. Crystal says, thanks for the $4.99 super chat. I think the Bears are going to beat the Eagles because it's the Bear thing to do and the bye week. I hate to say it.
Seriously.
No,
It happens.
Okay, I'll be shocked.
Would you think Bears fans? How do you think Bears fans would take it if Justin Fields has an amazing game,
We're gonna-
outduels
We're gonna
Jalen
be
Hurts?
excited. That'll be awesome.
If that happens, I'll be excited too.
As I say every week, while the game's going on, you'll be rooting for that.
Yeah, 100%. I want Fields to play well.
Yes, that is the most important thing.
And I think they can win one more game and be okay. Draft position.
There's also 4 weeks left in the season. Like, if they do end up winning one game, they're still guaranteed at least a top 7 pick. It might even be top 6 now.
That's still good.
And some of these other teams are going to win another game.
They can win one more. One. I don't think it's going to be
Again, the Broncos and Rams still play each other.
Oh God, that's on Christmas Day, isn't it?
I think New Orleans
That's awful.
plays Carolina. There's still some games that can shake out. I will say Arizona
Murray.
losing Kyler Murray, that doesn't help because they're probably not going to win another game this year.
No, but they play Denver, right?
Arizona does?
Yeah.
God.
This week, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So there's a couple opportunities.
It's
Someone's
Brett
winning.
Rippon versus Colt McCoy.
Let's go Colt.
That sounds awful.
That's not
That
good.
sounds like the NFL's Thursday. That's what it sounds like.
The Thursday
it is.
game this week's solid. It's Brock Purdy versus
Is he playing?
Seattle.
Thought he's gonna. Is that official that he's playing?
I don't
Thought he had an
know.
oblique potential issue.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
I
right. He
missed
did
it.
get hurt right at the end there.
I should
Purdy
double
and
check
Smith.
that. Didn't think that was coming up today. My bad. The ComEd Energy Efficiency Program committed to helping you, your family, businesses, communities. They want to help you save money and energy. We love you at ComEd for what they're doing for you and for the world that we live in. This is what we're going to do here. ComEd's going to come out. They're going to assess your facility. And then within 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to get a detailed energy efficiency project. And next thing you know, you're going to be saving money. You're going to be saving energy. You're going to feel good, and you're going to have more money in your wallet. All you got to do, don't wait. Start saving the money and the energy today. You want to go to, on the internet, the old ComEd.com/poweringbiz, ComEd.com/poweringbiz. Or if you want to go old school way, you can call them 855-433-2700, 855-433-2700. Do that during normal business hours. You'll get a ComEd Energy Efficiency Program representative. I might be doing that on the side one of these days. Talk to one of those people. Or you can email them, businessee@comed.com. Businessee@comed.com. I was reading about...
Seagulls?
hold on.
Uh-oh.
I got to get this right.
Well, while you wait,
Yeah.
let's just throw up this super chat over here
Well,
from
Nick
our
has
guy
to tell us
Monse.
about Shady Rays, too.
Well, yeah, we'll do that in a second.
But I also got to tell you about.
Hold on. Let's get
I
this.
was,
on.
I was
a
reading
little
about
bit bigger.
Marla Gibbs, Florence from the Jeffersons.
Oh,
When
love
she was-
her.
When she was Florence for the Jeffersons, she was still working at United her first 2 years.
Oh, there you go.
Weird reference, Carm, right there for you. You
Oh.
can't do more weird than that.
Well, you did send me a love song yesterday.
That's true.
So
Our
You're
guy,
up
our guy Monty says Nick has to put Carmen Hoge on some decent shoes.
Yeah, we're not
I
doing
think
this
we're
again.
gonna take offense to that, aren't we?
it depends what day. Today I do because we
Yeah.
went over this a couple
Yeah,
weeks
those are
ago.
nice.
These are Adidas basketball.
Very versatile.
I love Hoke shoes.
Very versatile. And they
snow
come off
boots
easy.
is what I'm going for. Winter boots. These are awesome. Don't.
Nick's got us beat.
Why
Those
don't
are
I got my own
It's pretty
camera?
good for Nick.
Those are very cool. Are those like velvet?
They're something. They got
Velvet.
I don't know if they're velvet, but
What are they?
that's
They're
a
like
good question, Mark.
soft, weird.
Yeah, they are soft. Very soft. And the
they look
inside is
like
like
slippers.
insulated.
Well,
Yeah.
that is one of my beefs sometimes with the stylish Nikes. So they're not always comfortable.
That is true.
Thank
Most
you.
of the Jordans I wear are not that
They're
comfortable.
not that comfortable. That
And-
bothers me.
Why would you wear a non-comfortable shoe? Because you're just you and
That's-
you're that cool. I like my Adidas, even though these are not that comfortable either. They bother my Achilles, but
Shout out to my wife, by the way, because she was looking for some
bad.
warm boots to wear around Paris, and I said, I warned her, I'm like, they have to be comfortable.
They have to, yes.
Because I am not gonna listen to the my feet hurt the whole time thing, because that's one of my pet peeves.
I get
In
that.
general, wear shoes that are comfortable. The whole point of shoes is to have your feet
I-
dry and comfortable.
correct.
It's not always about how they look. Although it's kind of cool when they look cool. Nick does get his beat every
Jordan's-
single day on his shoes.
Appreciate it.
All right,
Guys,
and his sunglasses.
Yes, the sunglasses. And that's what I had. I was in Denver this past weekend. Had my Shady Rays the entire trip. So I got to tell you about them.
They actually have sun in Denver. That's
They-
what's cool about Denver.
Yes, a lot of sun.
300
Over the
days.
mountains.
300 days of sun, baby.
Is it,
I love Chicago. Give me all the cold and all the gray. This city's the greatest.
okay, see, I just want to know when the next DNVR birthday party is. I'll go out for that one. I just need to see the sun.
It's amazing.
Not me. I'm hanging right here.
You can go for a weekend, Mark. But real quickly, Shady Rays are premium polarized shades featuring world-class optical clarity, substantial durability, and styles cater to everyone and every lifestyle. The best part about Shady Rays, they have the most insane protection program in all of eyewear. If you lose or break your shades on day one, they told us that they'll send you a brand new one, no questions asked. You drop them in a lake, you lose them at a tailgate, you lose them while hiking in the sunny mountains in Colorado, they got you. Even with that strong of a protection program, they still manage to make quality that I can tell you holding in my hand seems just as good as any expensive pair that I've ever worn. Shady Rays customers seem to agree with over 200,000 5-star reviews. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is running their deepest deal this season. Use code CHGO for 50% off 2 or more pairs at shadyrays.com. Buy one, get one free. You can get 2 pairs for as low as $54. Redeem only at shadyrays.com, where you can find all the newest and best shades.
There's a lot of stuff here from the press conference that we haven't hit. Do we have time to get to some
Yeah,
of it?
I was just about to say. Whatever.
Well, no, I mean, Nick,
You
you
were
were
very excited about these press conferences.
Nick, you were there, so I mean, I guess maybe you'll just whatever. Here, I just thought that Flus was interesting yesterday. Number one, about Fields, he wants him to make the ordinary plays, the check downs. I thought that was interesting. Flus is getting more and more honest, man. What do you think about Sandbar? He's been very solid, very solid. He does need to take the ball away more. A lot of taking the ball away in there. But so I'm really starting to appreciate with the Flus that he is not afraid to say out loud to the media, to the fans, where he thinks guys are at. I mean, he's not the most transparent of all, guys going clearly, but I think there is like these moments of transparency that I appreciate from him. So there was that one, and then
There was a Khalil
go.
Herbert update. They do anticipate the Bears that Khalil Herbert will be back. Excited about getting him back. Eberflus said he spoke to him actually yesterday in the hallway, and Herbert said he's ready to go, hitting his max speeds, his jumps look good, power's back in the leg. So Bears will be getting back a key weapon on offense, hopefully after this Eagles game, to add to that backfield that they have there.
And then he went on with Claypool, like he was kind of pressed on it twice. Is he up to speed to be able to do what the other wide receiver? He's getting there. Not quite there yet. Getting there. Progressing. And then I don't know what you guys thought about Sam Mustipher, like calling. I mean, this was, I think, after Flus talked to the team or whatever. But hey, it is important that we start winning games. Veteran teams, they know how to win, and we haven't done that in essence.
I think it kind of depends where you are in the big picture. Like, I mean, I do believe in that idea, for sure, without a doubt. But I don't know that the Bears are at the point where it's like, yeah, if they don't start winning games, we got to be worried about it. You know what I mean? I think the Lions got to that point. So the Lions were kind of where the Bears were. The Lions last year were where the Bears are now. Kind of, they stripped this thing down, new coaching staff, and like you saw some vibes that you liked some of, but the reality was they weren't that good. Now they get to this year, and when you saw, and Dan Campbell actually was talking about this, after their latest win, where he was like, yeah, that last play that we used to not make, now we make it. Now we're making that play, and now we're winning the game. And like that's something we had to learn how to do. Or that one crucial moment in the game where you either make the play or you commit a mistake. They were the team that committed the mistake. And now they're figuring out, this is how you do the right thing to win the game. The Bears are going to reach that point. I don't necessarily think it's crucial in these last 4 weeks of the season. I think there could be one or two moments like that with specific players that matter. Like if Chase Claypool were to drop like a crucial touchdown, that would be something that would concern me. Or if Justin Fields is just, awful on a fourth quarter drive, which, again, we've kind of debunked this in the past. I don't think these fourth quarter offensive struggles have really been his fault. But, yeah, I mean, there's some of that still on more of an individual level for me, but I don't think the Bears are at that point where it's like, man, if they don't figure out how to win. I'm sure that's what they're preaching in the locker room, but I don't know they're at that crucial point yet.
Yeah, and Sam was obviously referencing the Philadelphia Eagles too. I agree with you, Adam. The Bears, I think, know what the formula is to become a winning football team. I just don't think the talent's there at this point in time for this 2022 roster to kind of get them over the hump. But they need to stop limiting, or they have to limit those mistakes, the self-inflicted ones that can maybe turn this losing football and translate it to win. So I think they know the formula. They just need to actually execute. That's why Eberflus always talks about executing. Every single press conference. We've got to execute red zone, execute here, there. So I think they recognize it. It's just going to be on the individual players to actually do that on a consistent basis. Then you'll get the winning to become more consistent.
If I hear somebody else, actually it's fine. Anybody can say whatever they want about the Bears. This is a free country. But the whole Alan Williams needs to figure out how to get to the quarterback. Alan Williams can't do anything. The team stinks. They're not. They don't. I don't mean it quite that bad, but there is no elite pass rusher that is about to pop up in these last 4 games that Alan Williams has been holding back. That's just not. This is not, at least in my mind, anywhere close to a coaching deficiency. They need a really good player to impact their defensive line / linebacking core who can get to the quarterback, and they don't. That guy is not on the roster, except for maybe Jack Sanborn, who's incredible and said his best thing this year is being a great teammate. He loves being a good teammate. Yeah. He's a good Sanborn. I completely missed on my first conversation with Sanborn. Like, he's handling the media fine. He's giving good answers.
You didn't like him.
Yeah, I thought I didn't think he could speak. I thought he kind of looked at me sideways and like maybe he just didn't like me. That's entirely on the table, or just didn't feel
he's
like
a rookie. He's I don't know.
But I just thought it was super awkward. But then now he handles the media like a pro. Like he's
really
been doing
good.
it forever.
Yeah.
So
he's been a pretty incredible story in this season. One last thing on Chase Claypool, because I saw another comment like, why are the expectations for him, this high to know everything when he's only been here for a few weeks? Guys, he got traded here November 1st.
Baker Mayfield just went out and won a game in 2 days.
Yeah, guys, he's been here for longer than training camp is. Think about it that way. Like, if you join the team before training camp, yes, you don't necessarily have like the off-season program, but you're here for training camp. You're expected to know what to do by week 1. You're expected to know the offense. So when you hear the head coach, they'll say he's getting up to speed. It's just I feel like we're reaching. That's why I'm not panicking yet, but that's why I put it yesterday when we talked about our top priorities for the Bears in those last 4 games. He's got to take a step forward.
He does.
Now you're the number 1 wide receiver. Darnell Mooney's out for the year. You should know the system by now, especially after a bye week. Now, I know he got banged up in that last game. He finished it, but that'll be something to watch, too, on the injury report this week. But if he's healthy and he's playing, there's got to be progress there. I'm sorry. They got to know. They got to have a better idea what they have before they go in the offseason, where theoretically you could actually extend him if you like what you have.
And you guys, like, obviously, I don't know if like all these receivers know the entire playbook, but there's specific game plans for each week. So you're getting like a condensed version of it. So you would think he would get more opportunities in games, and maybe after this bye week, having a week off, he does get that because, like you, Adam, I agree. He just needs more opportunities.
I mean, that was another nice Sam Mustafer highlight yesterday. Hey, was it good for you to get away from the game? He was asked, like, yeah, no, I didn't get away from the game. There's 4 games left. I was studying my ass off, basically. There's plenty of time in the offseason for me to get away. Chase Claypool better not have been getting away. Chase Claypool better know this thing backwards and forwards by now. And let's hope we don't know what we have, because there's a chance that they do know what they have. And if they do know what they have, that's a problem.
Yeah. All right. Any? Do we have any chats or anything left? All right.
No supers.
No, we have one thing we got to mention.
What's that?
Here we go.
Here we go. The MVP award of the NBA has been renamed the Michael Jordan Damn-Ass Award. Which
that's what they called it.
A weird award name.
I mean, what is the actual name of it?
I think it's the Michael Jordan MVP Award.
Michael Jordan MVP Award. Moving forward, the NBA will receive a trophy named after Michael Jordan. All right.
Okay.
I just like that. Like basically, the NBA is like, look, enough with this. Any other debate with Jordan LeBron? We're just going to name the trophy after the greatest player ever played the game. We all know this.
I love it too.
It's really just it's
right.
And now I kind of want LeBron to win another MVP award so that he has to be awarded the Michael Jordan.
Here you go. Here's the Michael Jordan Award. You bum.
Or the other way is that he never wins another MVP. He was not worthy of the Michael Jordan MVP award.
That's better. I like that.
I
one
think
better.
that's even better.
LeBron James has 0 Michael Jordan awards.
Yeah. I just think there's
take that, Nick Wright.
I just think it's ironic too. Like, you're giving him the MVP award, which you gave him 5 times. He should have had it 9 times, at least 8. Dude averages 37 a game, 200 steals, $100. Yeah, he's not the MVP.
Yeah, but could you say that about you could say that about Kobe. You can even say that about
Kobe
LeBron.
deserved more.
Yeah, you can say about LeBron.
Like, the screw you MVP voters. Kobe got 1.
Yeah. The same thing happens in the NFL. It's like you win it one year, like you rarely win it the next.
I don't.
There's like fatigue when you win the MVP. It's like, oh well, he won it last year, so we're not going to give it.
Yeah. Well, let's give it to Karl Malone. The Bulls won 69 games. He's Michael Jordan. He's the MVP.
Yeah, I agree.
What are you doing?
That honestly applies to all sports. I don't get it.
Yeah. I was having a nice conversation with Jack Silverstein on Twitter about this. And the NFL is actually super interesting because you've got a lot of MVPs that are not Hall of Famers in the NBA, in the NFL. Random quarterbacks winning it because we prioritize the quarterback position over other positions that just shouldn't be anywhere close to an MVP. I thought that was any rate, but MJ,
congrats.
It's a good day.
Good day.
It's a cool trophy too. I like it. I like the detail that went into it with like it's a different
23 inches and 23 pounds and all that stuff.
Yeah, and there's 5 sides because that's how many
MVPs.
That's cool. All right, we're out of here. Follow us on Twitter at Adam Hoge, at the Carm, at Nicholas Moreano.
Should have been the Jumpman logo though, right? What is this?
He didn't want it to be.
He didn't want it to be.
He didn't want it to be. I don't know. I'm not sure. I could be making that up.
Jumpman.
Yeah, I would think that wouldn't be allowed for the ownership reasons.
Never mind. Great award. I take it back. Whatever.
It could have been like him doing like the behind the.
Should have been the shrug.
Back flip.
Oh. Shrug would have been cool.
Shrug would have been cool.
Or, I mean, give him the cradle.
So many to choose from. So many.
All right.
Give me the 3 seconds. Jordan.
Become a CHGO diehard. Newsletter dropping in the morning. We'll see you tomorrow right here. We'll be back noon.
Great
Wednesday.
chat. Great chat today. Love you guys.